guys, welcome again to another vlog. Okay, that's when it says horn a bit. Welcome again guys. Hi guys, welcome again to another vlog. I'm starting this vlog from here because I am currently heading out to a store somewhere around the corner to pick up a few storage, is it pantry organization items, like things to help me store stuff like my spices, food ingredients and all in really nice cute containers so that they look very pretty. The store is somewhere around the corner and I thought to take you guys along with me just to show you guys what I'm buying and how I end up putting it all together or using it up in my kitchen, right? And then afterwards I would head over to a supermarket, buy a couple of things before heading back home to continue with the vlog. So come with me guys. Okay, bye. My vibe cannot be cute, so we just got here now guys. We're about to go in to the store. This is exactly what I came for. These jars. Instead of buying that one, I'd rather buy this one because this will be cuter. Yeah, so I'll do this one instead. Okay. So she's cinematographer. And this is Tommy Pretty. This is the sales rep. What's your name? Favor. Bye. You bring it to the car, right? Yes. Okay, thank you. So we're done now. We're heading back. Let's quickly go to the supermarket now, please. Hartley's. I need to go there. I need to get some what's it called? I need to get non-dairy yogurt. Please, now, Joe. I'm done. I'm about to go store myself pretty. This way, girl. Yeah, I'm heading back home now and I'll show you guys how I use the spice containers that I got. Okay, okay. Bye. Hi guys, welcome again to another vlog. I think I already started this vlog in the car. A couple of days ago, I went out to get some organization materials for my kitchen. Everything that I've been needing to actually organize my kitchen. If you guys look around, you will see like most of the containers that I have are like branded containers of the stuff that I like to enjoy. Doesn't really look pretty and it doesn't really look elegant. So what I decided to do was go get some of these containers to help me jar up these things. But this is not what this vlog is going to be about. This vlog is actually going to be mostly about my freezer meals, the freezer meals that I make that make weeknight meals super easy for me. Cook your meals in such a way that during the week you don't have to stress yourself to cook at all. All you need to do is just bring them out, warm them up, and you and your family can enjoy. So I'll be sharing with you some of the freezer meals that I make that store up really well in the freezer, and all you literally have to do during the week is bring them out, warm them up, and serve. I'm not going to be doing the cooking today actually. I just wanted to start this vlog here. I'm going to be doing the cooking tomorrow. Today I actually have a dinner party with the YouTube team. We've just been asked to come together, some of us, to enjoy a dinner. I'm going to be taking you guys along. So let me show you guys everything that I bought today and the day before. The store that I got it from is Tommy Pretty. I have to be careful so that I don't break things. Oh, am I breaking it? Yeah. So I started with this spice. It's cute, very cute. Can you see? Very cute spice jars. Then I also got like this. I got this round tray. Before I start to cook, I like to prep things up and just put them on the countertop. So whenever I'm cooking, before I start cooking, I'll figure out the spices I'm using for that dish, put them on this tray, and then place them here. So it's easy for me to just put into the stovetop when I'm cooking. So I got that tray. I got another tray. This one, I'm not so sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I know that it's going to come in handy. I also got this is a fridge organizing tool. Got a second one as well. So this is the second fridge organization material. So these two will go to my fridge. Then I also got this basket. Oh yeah, I got these cute jars. These ones I'm going to use to put my rice, my beans, and my gari. They're very cute. I got 3 of those. That's what is in here. What do I have in here? So I actually got a set of these, what would you call these things? These are like meal prep containers. It came in like a set of 4. So this is what it looks like. I also got some containers that I'm going to use to store my nuts or things like egusi or bono and the rest. And then in here, I would also store things like my oil and palm oil and vegetable oil. Pretty much everything that I got. Let us go organize now. Then I'll head over to my dinner, have a good time. Then tomorrow we will start with the cooking action. Okay? All right, guys. See you soon.
Sorry,
Aka and everything all their glory. This is our first time here. It looks pretty.
it is
Pretty nice. I like the cake.
The food is as good as it looks.
I heard it's good though. I heard up, going, up, going, up, going, up, going, up, going. That's the utility.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
That's the best. Hey. You guys, we didn't recognize Taoma. Really? It's so different. Are you serious?
Shall I get broken, daddy?
Yeah. Gina.
She's only the first serious.
Gina, say hi first. So it's the next day. Today is Friday. Dinner yesterday was all shades of fun. It was really an interesting time. I caught up with some of my colleagues and people who just make life so fun and interesting. It was so good. So today is Friday, and today I have chosen to cook all of the meals that I'm going to be enjoying next week. So usually I cook the meals on Saturday, but tomorrow I'm having an event with Power Oil, so I might not have the time to come back and cook it. So I'll do it today since I have some time today, and then I'll just preserve it and get it ready for next week. So remember the storage containers, we washed all of them yesterday and it has had a lot of time to air dry. What I'm going to do pretty much right now is just organize all the things I want to put in here, put them up. Like, this is not okay anymore. Like, I need to fix this, okay? So I'm just going to organize everything right now, then get started with cooking. Of course, I'll be telling you guys all the things I'm making. So usually for every week, I always have a meal plan to guide me. And on the meal plan, pretty much I have all the things I'm going to be making today are things that I know would take me the longest time to make if I was making it individually on a weekday. I have a minced meat sauce. I know I have ogbono soup. Is it ogbono or egusi? One of them, I'll check. Then I also know that I have pepper soup. I also have yam porridge, and I have a pasta dish, but I'm not sure I'm going to make the pasta dish. I'll probably just make the base, but I'll just let you guys know all the things that I have on my meal plan. But I already brought out everything that I need from the freezer to defrost the meat, the tomatoes and whatnot. I'll show you guys that later, but let's just focus on this for now while I just jar this up and then we'll get into cooking. Okay, let's do this. Starting with this one in here, I'm just going to put far. This is what it's looking like. It's looking pretty. I'm just gonna organize it in the drawers right now. Yeah, I'm done with the jarring of all of my spices and food ingredients. I'm now ready to start up with the meal prep for next week. So the things I like to do before I actually start cooking is just ensure that I prep all the things that I need. Like for example, I know I'm going to be cooking with a lot of onions. So what I want to do now is just cut up a lot of the onions and then blend them up. I have some tomatoes, peppers that I blended a long time ago that I just kept in the freezer. I'm going to use that up now. And then my meat is already thawing in the sink. I wish I could show you guys that. Then I've also washed up all of my meal prep bowls, the bowls that I'm going to be using to store up the food. So I'm going to be cooking 2 meals per time. And because I'm taking the time to really prep, cooking is not going to take any time at all. Like literally not going to take any time. So I always advise that you ingredient prep before you actually start cooking. Makes your life so much easier. So let's get into this cooking action, shall we? First meal I'm going to be starting with would be the yam porridge. I'm just cutting up the yams and peeling the bag, washing it up, and then cutting it up into tiny dices. Pretty much the yam porridge I'm making is the one that has lots and lots of vegetables in it, and it's something that I like to enjoy as often as I can, and I always try to ensure that yam is on my meal plan every week. So I just finished cutting up the yam now, and what I'm about to do now is just cut up some vegetables that will go with the yam, or rather go in the yam. I'm also going to be dicing up some bell peppers. This one I'm not using for the yam porridge. This one I'm going to be using for the mincemeat sauce, which I'll be making simultaneously with the yam. So here I'm just about to get started with the mincemeat sauce first. While it is cooking, I will now cook the yam on the second burner. Just putting in some oil, adding some of that blended onions that I blended earlier, sauteing it for a bit. Then afterwards, I'm just going to add the minced meat. This minced meat sauce, guys, is one of my favorite sauces to have. It comes in so freaking handy, especially when I really am not in the mood to eat stew, because sometimes stew gets tiring. The minced meat sauce comes in very handy. I'm just seasoning this up with some biryani spice. This spice I got from South Africa when I traveled, but you can pretty much use any spice of your choice, curry powder, thyme, just to season up the meat at this point. I also added some salt, mixed everything together until it was nice and brown. Then here I'm adding some blended tomato and tatashe mix that I already blended in the fridge. I usually like to prep my tomatoes and tatashe and just put them in the fridge, and it comes in handy when I'm batch cooking like this. I'm seasoning this with some thyme, curry powder, seasoning powder, paprika powder, and some salt as well. Mix everything together to combine. And at this point, pretty much all you need to do is just add some water, reduce the heat to the lowest, and allow this to cook for about 30 to 45 minutes. The trick is the longer it cooks, the more intensified the flavor will be and the more velvety the minced meat will be. So I just put it to the other side and reduce the heat. And I'm getting started on the yam porridge. I added some palm oil into the pot, more of that onions that I blended earlier. I'll just give that a good saute, just stir fry things around until it is nice and fragrant. Then I'm adding some tatashe and tomato blend that I remember that I already prepped ahead of time. I fried this for about 8 to 10 minutes. Then I'm adding the yams that I cut up now, and I will just season this again with some masala. This one I also got from South Africa. Seasoning powder, curry powder, thyme, crayfish. Crayfish is definitely going into my yam porridge, and some salt. But you can pretty much use whatever seasonings of your choice. I'm adding more water to ensure that I have enough porridge action when the yam is done. After cooking this yam for about, I think it was about 20-25 minutes on medium to low heat, it's done, it's soft, it's porridgey, it's nice. I'm adding the veggies that I just shredded, and I'm just gonna mix everything together to combine, and boom, our first dish is ready. You guys, I always do a happy dance each time I'm done making a meal. Look at that, guys. Now this, I think, is a meal that I'm going to be having on Tuesday and Wednesday. I think Tuesday for lunch, Wednesday for dinner, but I know I'm having it 2 times next week. So that's all done. That's the mincemeat sauce. It's been cooking for about 30 minutes as well at this point, and it's really looking good. I think it's almost done. So what I'm going to do now is just take off the yam from the pot, from the stove top, move the mincemeat back to the other burner so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to start with the third meal whilst the mincemeat is still cooking. The third meal will be the pepper soup. I'm just going to add the chicken pieces into the pot because I'm making chicken pepper soup. But before I continue with that, I decided to add the veggies, the bell peppers, into the mincemeat sauce. I mix that together to combine. It's really looking good. My kitchen is smelling amazing and divine. So I'm just going to take that off the heat. That is done now. Move the pot of the pepper soup to the burner where you guys can see, and then I'm adding more of that onions. You see why it's important that I blended that onions? I'm adding onions. I'm also adding some pepper atarudo that I blended as well. Seasoning this up with some pepper soup spice, seasoning powder, lots and lots of crayfish, and I'm also adding a little bit of water. Now I'm adding a little bit of water because I want the seasonings that I added to really penetrate into the meat. So I'm adding just a little bit so I can cook in that little bit of water on very low heat. The secret to getting the perfect pepper soup is to cook on very low heat. So guys, before we continue with the cooking action, I decided to film this video to insert it into the vlog just to talk to you about my official sponsors of today's video, which is the Clasher app. Now, Clasher app is one app that I've used and has literally been of so much value to me. And I thought to come and talk to you guys about it. Maybe one person would actually find it helpful as well and get on the app as well. Now, what does the Clasher app do? It pretty much allows you to shop globally and spend internationally without any limits. With the Clasher app, you can now shop from your favorite international stores like Zara, Amazon, Shein, literally all of those stores that sell those really cool stuff that we like, especially Amazon. I know that I'm a freak, I'm an Amazon freak, and I like to purchase things from Amazon a lot. So I have actually done a few purchases with my Clasher app from Amazon, and the beautiful part is that it actually gets delivered to you from anywhere within Africa in 14 days or within 14 days, within a 14 days time frame. That for me is like really awesome. And then of course the shipping rate is not so expensive as it used to be if you're just shopping directly via the Amazon platform. So I find that the Clasher app is actually very, very helpful in that regard, especially if you like to shop from global brands. If you live in Nigeria, you know that we don't have access to stores like Zara, H&M, Shein, where we can purchase ready-to-wear outfits. The Clasher app now has that. Just go on Clasher, purchase all you need to purchase, add it to your cart, pay, and then it would be delivered to you within 14 days. Something else I also like so much about the Clasher app is the fact that you can actually now send money. You can perform transactions locally and internationally. I remember my mom's birthday was on the 7th of December, and I sent my sisters some money to help buy her a gift on my behalf, and then of course just buy her a cake and do some other little stuff for her. And it was really easy for me to send out money to them over there. You can send money to your loved ones abroad. You can send money to your loved ones over here in Africa or in Nigeria, wherever it is that they are. I think that the Clasher app is an app that you guys would find very, very helpful, and you definitely should get on it. It's available on the iOS store and also on your Android store as well. Just go download it, register, and then just navigate your way through it. I'm sure that you would definitely find it helpful, because I have found it helpful. And I actually really just want to pay for something that I ordered yesterday. I put it in my cart and I'm like, Winifred, are you ready to buy it? So, I just slept overnight to be sure that I really wanted to buy it. And then I woke up this morning and I'm like, you know what, I still want that item. So I'm about to pay for it right now, and I'm sure it's going to be delivered within 14 days. So go get the Clasher app, register, and then just go through it, browse through it. I'm sure that you definitely would find something that would be of help and value to you. Let's get back to the cooking action, shall we? So while the pepper soup is cooking, I'm just going to I'm just going to store up the ones that I already made so that I can free up the pots for the next meal, because I only have 2 pots in my house, guys. I only cook with 2 pots. So I'm just putting the yam porridge and the mincemeat sauce in my meal prep plates, and that's what it's looking like. And I just quickly washed up the pots, and I'm about to get started with the next one. But before then, I'll check on the pepper soup. I'm adding more pepper soup spice, and at this point I'll add some more water and some salt. At this time, the pepper soup has had enough time to cook for about 15 minutes in the spices I added earlier, which was enough time to make it really taste good. So I'm moving that to the back burner. I'm bringing in the pot again, a clean pot again, and I'm going to be getting started with the next meal, which is jollof rice. Guys, jollof rice is actually on my meal plan for next week. Again, I'm just going in with the same onions that I blended. I'm adding enough of that, and then afterwards I'm just going to saute that for a bit as usual until it is nice and fragrant. Then I'm also now going to go in with some tatashe, and I added some tomato paste to this tatashe at this point because I just wanted everything to fry up together. So that's what is in that plate. I'm just putting it into the pot, and afterwards I'm just going to mix everything together to combine and allow it to fry. I'm literally going to fry this for about 8 to 10 minutes. Remember that the more you fry this, the more intensified the flavor is going to be. So you want to ensure that you're frying it for a very long time. When it is perfectly fried, so while that is frying, I'm going to just start cutting up the vegetables that I'll be using to make the egusi soup. It's all about multitasking when you're prepping and you want to get things done really fast. Remember, I have only 2 hours to work with. So while the pepper is frying, I am just chopping up the veggies that I'll be using to make the egusi soup, which is the next meal. Here, I'm also just cutting up some more, that's cow skin, that I'm also going to be using to cook the egusi soup as well. So while one is cooking, I'm already getting ready for the next. No, I think while 2 meals are cooking, I'm already getting ready for the next. You really need to have like good multitasking skills when you are meal prepping. It just makes your life easy. After cutting up the tomato had fried perfectly to my liking, and now I'm just adding the washed rice. I'm using some basmati rice to make this jollof rice at this time, so I'm just adding it into the pot, and then I'm just giving it a good mix just to combine everything together. And then afterwards I just poured in some water, just enough water to cook the rice through. And at this point I'm also going to go ahead and season with the basic jollof rice seasoning: curry powder, thyme, paprika. I also used some cumin powder, some seasoning powder, and some salt. I didn't really show everything that I used, but yeah, just to, you guys know how to cook jollof rice, right? Just the basics. Then I covered the pot, reduced the heat to the lowest, and then just allowed the jollof rice cook on very low heats. And now I'm checking on the pepper soup. The pepper soup is, I think at this point the pepper soup was already done because it had enough time to cook. I really always like to cook my pepper soup for a long time on very low heats. I'm just storing it up in the meal prep. I'm just storing it up in the meal prep plates. Now pepper soup is actually, I'm going to be eating pepper soup 2 times this next week, so that's why I'm just storing it up in 2 different meal prep plates. Now while the jollof rice is cooking, I'm getting started on the egusi immediately. I'm adding more of that onions, I'm adding the egusi, I'm adding some palm oil, and I also blended up some, because I ran out of tomato pepper blend. I'm adding some tomato pepper blend with a little bit of water. What I'm going to do now is just mix this all up together and then just fry this for about 5 to 6 minutes or until it is slightly crumbly. This is how my mom taught me to make egusi, and this is how I've been making it for so many years, and this is exactly the way that I like it. So I'll just fry that for a bit until you guys can see that it's now nice and crumbly. I'm adding some water. You can add some meat stock if that's what you have. Adding some water at this point. At this point, the egusi has built up some flavor as well, and it will have the perfect texture that I want it to have. I'm just seasoning this up with some crayfish. I'm using some seasoning powder. Ogbeyi is a must put in your egusi. I'm adding that as well. Then I'm adding some salt for taste. Nothing serious, just minimal seasoning. Here I'm adding some stockfish, which would also add lots of flavor to the egusi. I also am adding some smoked fish as well. This one is banla fish, and then all of my cooked meat. I'm using some goat meat and I'm using pomo as well. The pomo is not cooked, but it's very soft. It would have enough time to cook whilst the soup is cooking. I'm just mixing that up together to combine everything, and then what I do next is, okay, at this point I'm also adding some atarodo just for to give it a little bit of a kick, a spicy kick. I mix up again, and what I do afterwards is I just cover it up and allow it to cook until it is completely cooked. This will take about 20 to 25 minutes. You guys, I always say the egusi soup doesn't take time at all, especially when you have everything already prepped in your fridge. So it's important to always ingredient prep. My jollof rice is ready. It's perfectly ready. While the egusi is cooking, jollof rice is ready. I'm now adding some diced bell peppers into the jollof rice, which is of course my preference. I usually like to add veggies to everything I cook. That's like my signature style when it comes to cooking. Veggies has to go in one way or another. It just makes me feel good about myself, okay? So after mixing that up, I took that to the side. Now I'm back now checking on the egusi. The egusi is almost ready. If you guys notice at the back burner, I am actually cooking up some tomato sauce. I want to make a vegetable stew that I would use as a side dish during the week. That's why the sauce is boiling over there. Now I'm just adding some veggies to the egusi, mixing it all up together, and the egusi is pretty much done and dusted. So right now we have the yam porridge done, minced meat done, pepper soup done, jollof rice done, egusi done, and I'm cooking the final dish at the back there, which is the vegetable sauce. You guys, I'm on a roll, 6 meals, and I have spent about 2 hours and 36 minutes so far cooking this, which means that I'm way behind schedule by 30 minutes, which is also fine, because I mean 6 dishes, guys. 6 dishes was a lot of work because I had to wash the pots at different intervals. I prepped everything myself. I didn't have any help. Anyways, now I'm just adding the rice, putting the rice in the meal prep containers. Now you guys would think, oh Winnie, are you the one that's going to eat all of this food? Definitely not. I usually would have guests come to my house at different times. People just like to come to my house to eat, and I always just like to ensure that I also have enough food to feed them whenever they come. So I'm definitely not going to be the one eating all these things next week, but this is all of these things you're seeing here are things that are on my meal plan. Now the salmon and veggies that you guys see at the end was just a store-bought salmon that a friend sends to me to try. That's what I'm going to be having for dinner tonight. But yeah, that's pretty much every single thing that I'm making or that I'm enjoying next week. And if you are my friend, you better hurry up. There's food in the house. Winnie just made food, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed watching this vlog. This is all I have for you today. It's important that you learn to meal prep. It makes your life easy. Now during the week, all I have to do is just bring this out of the freezer and bring them out of the freezer, warm them up, and just enjoy. And that's how easy peasy life has become. And trust me, they keep very well in the freezer. The only thing I might not be adding to the freezer or putting in the freezer is the jollof rice, because I'm going to be eating it on Sunday for Sunday lunch and on Monday for Monday dinner. So I'm not going to put it in the freezer. I'm just going to put it in the fridge. Okay. All right. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog. I'll see you in my next one. Take care, family.